Look, you don't need to be talented to have good blood sugar. Type 1 grit. I want to talk about our work ethic as people as people living with diabetes. Now, type 1 grit. Let's start with the definition of grit. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to be talented to have good blood sugar and do the things I've learned from the people in Type 1 Grit. Now, Type 1 Grit is a group in Facebook I just recently learned about through the Dr. Bernstein's Diabetes Solution program. These people are phenomenally, they are amazing. They blow my mind every day, and I communicate with them, talk to them, engage with them, and I learn so much. People that are parents of 6-year-old Type 1 diabetics, from 80-year-old Type 1 diabetics to 50-year-old Type 2 diabetics, that are my definition of grit and what they do. They have heart and they're relentless. Someone posted something in the group and said, how can I go about falling off the rails with a diet, because this is hard and I need emotional support? And someone commented and said, anything that is worth having is hard. Now, obviously there's strategies in life to not make everything super hard, because we're human, we end up quitting. But the reason why I think a lot of people that are non-diabetics fall off the wagon with low-carb diets, it's super simple. They don't have a bigger reason than us. That's a huge benefit of having diabetes. Now, obviously, there's the downsides. We know that. But what I want to say is, a lot of people in Type 1 Grit want to say you should get your family on board with eating low-carb like you do. Now, I think a majority of families will not eat the way that we do, which is strictly low carb, strictly high protein, and moderate fat. And the truth is, our why is good blood sugar. When we see that number, that 86, the 90s, we feel so good, and it just feels amazing. I want to one day get to the point where I want to see 80s flat all the time, and my highest blood sugars will be 130, 140, 120, and I have unbelievable control and not feel thirsty. That's what I want. That's what pushes me to eat all the time consistently. Now, I'm not perfect. We all know that. I have my binge eating days, but I'm progressing. And you don't need to be talented. What I mean by that is I sucked at basketball. I sucked at making music. I suck at talking to girls. But that's okay. I know how to check my blood sugar. I know how to read a book. I know how to take insulin. I know how to consume information and be humble enough to follow people that have great results like Dr. Bernstein. That doesn't require talent. That requires grit. That's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to know that you don't need to see an A1C of 4.4 or 5.0 and say, wow, how did they do it? They're amazing. You can do it too. We have a reason why we eat low carb. We work harder than non-diabetics when it comes to dieting, because our why is huge. Our reason is just pushes us so relentlessly every day to wake up, dose, check our blood sugar, put the expiration date on the insulin, pack our insulin, just everything that it requires work. But the thing is, with living a powerful and tremendous life, is we all know the things we need to do. A lot of you are watching and you're having blood sugar spikes, just like me too, but you know what you should be doing. For me, and I'm not gonna sit here and point at you guys, for me it's reading the book more. I know I need to be reading the book more. That's no doubt in my mind. I need to be doing that. For some of you, it's I need to start eating well. I need to start doing this. You know what you need to do. And if we see the definition of grit, which is laying off the excuses, knowing what we need, and knowing what we need to do to reach our goals, which is longevity. Now, yeah, there's a little bit of not consequence, but yeah, okay, we can't eat that cookie all the time, or we can't eat sweets, we can't eat whatever we want, we have to pre-bolus longer, but the payoff is so worth it. Living your life, living a healthier, longer life, there's no argument against that. No one's telling you got to do something else. That's the payoff. That's what it means. Lay off the excuses. Be relentless. Have heart. Have a reason. Do it day in and day out. You don't need to be talented to have good blood sugar. Thanks so much for watching.